Hey YouTube. I was wanting to make a video about, I guess, some unique serial numbers and just different types of notes that us currency people collect. I guess I like fancy serial numbers. I have a video about that earlier in some of my collection, but I was wanting to show you a few examples and just kind of the uniqueness of some of these and what to really look for in pocket currency pretty much, and just stuff you see all the time but you don't ever think of it having more value than face. If you look right here, this is a radar note, which probably one of the more common fancy serial numbers, and the reason it's called a radar note is because the serial number is a palindrome. What palindrome means is the number or the word is spelled the same or is numerically the same forward as it is backward. An example like the word mom, M-O-M, it's the same forward as it is backward. The word radar itself is the same forward as it is backward. The serial number here is 7924 and then 4297. It's the same forward as it is backward. Value of notes like this, obviously there are series that are a little tougher to find, and obviously star notes that are radars, or they can get real valuable. But something like this is uncirculated, or that's uncirculated, can bring anywhere from $10 to $15. And if you think of face value and then getting $10 for this note, that's not a bad profit at all. But I myself have a couple hundred radar notes, and I've just collected them through the years. I've grabbed a couple to show you here, or actually just one, I guess. The other one I put up, but this is just a pretty standard example of a radar note. Other notes you can find, I call these binary notes. I know binary is probably not the right term because binary really just means ones and zeros, but I use it in the sense of it's just two numbers. So if you look, there's just twos and sixes. I know some people call these like poker notes, but I've just always been drawn to the more numbers in the serial number that are the same, the more intriguing it is. Yet again, this is a totally uncirculated note from 2003. And notes like this, they can bring $5 to $10. It's all about what people will pay for them. I routinely sell notes like this to people for $5 to $7 a piece, especially if I get them out of bank straps and they're uncirculated. You can usually make a little bit of money off of them. Other examples, I don't know exactly what to call these. These are real hard to find, especially with the zeros in the middle. They're kind of bookended notes that just count up numerically. This one's obviously 71 to 72. I found this just in change. So you can tell it is circulated. It's got a little nick there on the left side, and it's got a little staining in the bottom right corner. Not ever a note you'd want to get graded or anything, but the serial number on it is really unique. And value of this, I really have no idea. $3 to $5 maybe, but still there is more value to it than face. Other examples. This is not a radar note. It kind of plays tricks on you. But if you look, it's 092000920. Okay, you just got double 92s in there with zeros around it. And the two D's on the outside are pretty cool too. But a note like this, this one is uncirculated as well, I believe. No, it didn't. Never mind. It does have a little circulation. This is almost uncirculated is what it is. But a note like this, you know, could bring, oh, I don't know, $5. So obviously no one's going to retire in collecting these things. But at the same time, you can build a pretty unique collection with fancy numbers. This is what I like to call a bookend note, because at the end and the beginning of the serial number you have the same 2 to 3 digits. These can obviously evolve into repeater notes if you find enough digits, but this is just a bookend. So with bookends, I usually try to sell them for $5 to $7, and it's amazing they do sell. There are people that are very intrigued with those, even if they're not in the hobby. They see the numbers, and you know, maybe it's someone's birthday coming up and they're turning that age or something. It's amazing what or how people look at numbers and how they associate numbers. Okay, this is a courtesy autograph. It's on a 1935 silver certificate, and there on the left you will see that it's hand signed above the serial number. It's hand signed. This is Georgia Anise Clark. She was the treasurer of the U.S. So, and Secretary of the Treasury, just like today, is still right here. And she signed all sorts of notes. I have a couple dozen of her signatures all over silver certificates that I've acquired. And obviously condition comes into play on valuing these, but these do hold a value. You know, they'll bring $25 to $50 depending on whose signature, how old, and the condition of the note. You know, this note right here, it's not uncirculated or anything, but I would probably try to get $30 out of it if I were to sell it. And the last note is one you don't see very often. Now, I've collected currency many years, and I've only owned 4 of these, and never have I owned one above a fine grade. And this is lower than a fine, but this is a 1928 legal tender, and a lot of people they're privy to the 2s and the 5s from 1928. Just the red seal 2s, red seal 5s, and they also did them again in 53, you know, and then in 63. But the 28s, they hold a little value because of their age, but then the 1s, they did not issue many of them at all. And I don't know the right number off the top of my head, but these things in this shape even will bring $70 to $75. And this is in, you know, shape-wise, I would call it a very good to very good, right through there. Maybe a G6 to a VG8. You know, but I have 2 of these right now, and this is the most eye-appealing of the 2. The best one I ever had was about a fine 12, maybe a fine 15, and I got $150 out of it selling it. I mean, that shows you what these can go for. Most of them are in this shape, or they're mint state. You hardly ever find them in that extra fine 40 to AU, and I don't really know why that is. They were obviously circulated pretty heavily. But then there were plenty that were saved too, because you can go online right now and find these things in MS 63, 64, 65. And I mean, you're going to be paying $600 to $700 for one in mint state. And since they didn't make tons of them, there are lower serial numbers available of these. I've seen one with a 2-digit serial numbers like 74 or something, and you know they're asking $2,500 for it because it was an MS-65. But it's something to keep an eye on if you're ever out at an auction or something and you see the red sealed ones. A lot of people look at it, it's like, oh, it's a red sealed one, you know, $10-15. But no, these things are very valuable and just exceedingly hard to find. I appreciate you guys watching the video, and I'll have another one up later tonight. Leave a comment. Tell me some more unique notes or serial numbers that you've seen or that you like to collect. Thanks for watching.